General Hospital spoilers reveal that Rena Sofer, Lois Cerullo, has recently suffered a heartbreaking loss that she says has left her destroyed and numb. What happened to leave her feeling this way? General Hospital spoilers reveal that Rena turned to social media to post about someone who has been a part of her family and meant the world to her for years. Rena is mourning Alfie, a dog that has been a family member for the past 7 years. Of course, we all get attached to our animals, and Rena is no different. Sofer shared, "I have too much to say. But I have no words right now. It's all just so much pain. Yesterday was the most devastating yet expected day. But it was too soon. I only had my boy for 7 years and 8 days. Cancer stole him from me, from Sandy, from Avalon, and from his sister Mega. From everyone who knew and loved him. I love all my dogs, but without remorse. Alfie was my favorite. My heart and soul dog. I am destroyed and numb. The greatest gift we gave each other was each other. I will miss you forever and ever and ever." Sofer's post also contained photos of Alfie, as well as a video of her kissing her loving companion goodbye. Of course, losing a pet is hard, but when having to make that choice, because you are forced into it by a terrible disease, makes it that much harder. Rena is a pet lover and encourages people to adopt from shelters instead of buying from a breeder. "My children tease me that I possibly love my dogs more than them," she once told Soaps in depth. "They've never seen me love animals the way I connected to these dogs. I'm usually not that mushy-gushy person, but I became that person who takes pictures of my dogs constantly and buys them all sorts of stuff. They are like my children." Sofer began getting messages from her coworkers shortly after she posted about Alfie. This includes friends from Laura Wright to Michelle Stafford to Lindsay Godfrey. It is very hard to deal with the loss of a beloved pet, and Rena's coworkers realize that. Hopefully those and our words of kindness will help ease a little of her pain. Our condolences to Rena over the loss of her furry friend. Our thoughts are with you. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with GH right now. Come back here often for General Hospital spoilers, news, and updates. An emotional behind-the-scenes look at the tragedy that shaped her return to Port Charles. When General Hospital fans heard that Rena Sofer was stepping back into the iconic shoes of Lois Cerullo after nearly 3 decades, the excitement was palpable. The Bensonhurst firecracker had left a permanent mark on the canvas with her wild curls, louder-than-life accent, and fierce loyalty. But behind the scenes of her highly anticipated return, Sofer was quietly carrying the weight of a personal tragedy, one that would not only shape her performance, but also reframe the way she looked at life, love, and legacy. Now, for the first time, Sofer has revealed the heartbreaking loss that nearly broke her, and ultimately inspired her triumphant return to General Hospital. When Sofer's return as Lois Cerullo was announced in late 2023, fans were instantly transported back to the 1990s heyday of GH, when Lois burst onto the scene in a wedding dress and platform heels, famously exposing Ned Ashton's double life in front of all of Port Charles. Her romance with Ned, played by Wally Kurth, became one of Soapdom's most beloved pairings, even extending off-screen when Sofer and Kurth married in real life, although they later divorced. For longtime viewers, Lois was a breath of fresh Brooklyn air. Brash, bold, and fiercely independent. So when Sofer showed up in late 2023 for a short arc to support her on-screen daughter Brooke Lynn, Amanda Seton, fans begged for more. The writers responded in kind, crafting a storyline that allowed Sofer to remain a vital part of the canvas, especially as Brooke Lynn began to build a family of her own. But while the cameras captured a revitalized Lois full of sass and sparkle, Sofer herself was navigating the aftermath of a devastating loss that would change her forever. In a candid and emotional interview, Rena Sofer shared that shortly before filming her return to General Hospital, she experienced the death of her beloved father, Martin Sofer. "It was earth-shattering," Sofer admitted. "My father was my anchor, my moral compass, and the person I always turned to no matter how old I got. Losing him, it was like losing a piece of myself." Martin Sofer was not only a rabbi and spiritual leader, but also Rena's biggest cheerleader throughout her career. She shared that he had always watched her soap work with pride, and that he had a soft spot for Lois, the character that earned her a Daytime Emmy back in 1995. He loved Lois. He thought she was hilarious and tough, and a little bit of a troublemaker, Sofer said, laughing through tears. He used to tell me that Lois reminded him of my mother, wild, passionate, and not afraid to speak her mind. His passing left a massive hole in her heart, one that was still raw when she began filming again. There were days I didn't know how I'd get through a scene. I'd be in hair and makeup, holding back tears. But I'd hear his voice in my head, telling me, "Do it for Lois. Do it for me." And so I did. Those who watched Lois' recent scenes could feel the emotional weight behind her words. The way she comforted Brooklyn through her fears of motherhood, the fierce protective instincts she displayed when conflict arose in the Quartermain mansion, and the tender moments of reflection that surfaced unexpectedly. Now fans know why. I wasn't acting, Sofer revealed. So much of Lois' love for her daughter, that mama bear energy, that came directly from the grief I was feeling over my dad. I channeled it all into Lois. She became my outlet, my way of staying close to him. Even scenes that seemed lighthearted, like Lois defending her choice of loud outfits or challenging Tracy Quartermain to a verbal spar, were laced with a deeper emotion that only Sofer could feel. I wanted to bring joy again, but I also wanted to honor my dad's memory by being fully present, fully myself. Adding another emotional layer to her return was Sofer's reunion with Wally Kurth, her ex-husband and longtime friend. Their real-life relationship may have ended decades ago, but the respect and affection between them remains evident on screen and off. Working with Wally again was healing in ways I didn't expect, Sofer said. There's something about facing a painful chapter in your life, and then being reminded of where you came from, the people who helped shape you. Kurth, who has spoken glowingly about Sofer's return in past interviews, also acknowledged how personal this chapter has been for both of them. Rena's return has been a gift, not just to the show, but to me as well, he shared. She's gone through a lot, but she shows up with this grace and strength that's inspiring. Their scenes together, full of banter and nostalgia, have sparked speculation that a Ned and Lois reunion might be on the horizon. And while neither actor has confirmed anything, fans are hoping that fiction and history might align once again. Sofer's story is not just about loss. It's also about resilience, family, and the healing power of storytelling. Her return to General Hospital during such a difficult time in her life wasn't just a professional decision, it was personal. Being Lois again reminded me of who I am, not just as an actress, but as a daughter, a mother, and a woman who has been through fire and come out stronger, Sofer said. It was a way of honoring my dad's legacy and everything he believed in. She hopes to continue weaving that sense of legacy into her performances. Every time I walk onto that set, I feel him with me. I hear his voice. And I know he's proud. As Sofer's story spreads, fans have flooded social media with love and condolences, expressing how much her portrayal of Lois has meant to them. Now more than ever, many have shared their own stories of grief and how seeing Sofer return to GH gave them a sense of comfort and hope. She's not just acting. She's healing and helping us heal too, one fan wrote on Twitter. Her performance as Lois has never felt more real or more powerful. Another commented, "It takes unbelievable strength to show up for the world while mourning a parent. Rena, we see you. We love you. Thank you for sharing your heart with us." As Sofer continues her run on General Hospital, viewers now watch with new eyes, understanding that behind every one of Lois' fiery monologues, warm hugs, and Brooklyn sass is a woman who's walked through loss and emerged with even more depth and fire. For Rena Sofer, this return was never just a comeback. It was a tribute, a goodbye, and perhaps a beginning. "I'll carry my father with me forever," she said. "And thanks to Lois, he'll live on, in every scene, every line, every laugh." That's the magic of this job. That's the magic of General Hospital.